Manitou is a name that is very well known in construction here in the UK, but some of its latest innovations are aimed at the forestry and ARB markets, which is why we've come to Airfield Farm in Dalkeith here today, and I'm talking to David. David, can you tell us a little bit about the aim of today, what you're doing here?
Yeah, so over the next couple of weeks we're doing some ARB demo days. We're showcasing some of our products that we have now available on the marketplace, specifically for the sort of forestry and the arboricultural sector. So the main one really we're showing off is behind us, which is a new attachment for us, mounted to one of our very popular MRT rotary machines.
Yeah.
So we've worked in conjunction with Westtech on this solution. So we technically are working with them as an OEM. We're then taking that attachment in-house and actually finishing production of it. We give it a full certification, CE marking, and the CE kind of certificate. And then we've also mounted that onto the actual machine itself. During that process, we've done all the homologation side of things to make sure things like the safety is all managed correctly. Oil flows, back pressures, all the electrical connections on the machine is all 100% ready to take and actually work with this machine. So it's classed really as a Manitou attachment, working away on our rotary machine. It's currently available on the 22 metre, the 26 metre, the 2570 and the 3060. So we can go up to 30 metres lift height with this attachment. But we haven't just sort of stopped there and just put the attachment on the front. We've done more to make it ready for the application really.
Yeah.
So we've got some protections that are all around the machine. So all the hydraulic hoses have got dedicated covers over them to make sure they're going to get protected in the trees. Electrical connections, again, they're well protected. We have some additional protection over sort of some of the more vulnerable hydraulic hoses, which we have on the hard telescopic boom. Camera systems, so you can physically from inside the cab you can see to the top of the attachment, which just gives you that kind of like second view really. Other cameras as well around the machine, so we can sort of see what's going on around the machine. And if you come around this side, you can kind of see the covers that we've got, and then to kind of protect the main boom elements as well, we do have holes in the side of the boom which reduce weight. We've got plastic covers on all of those to stop any sawdust or twigs going inside the boom. And then also rubber strips around the wear pads to stop any sawdust going down and actually getting stuck inside the actual main wear pads of the telescopic boom. So a lot of protection, a lot of thought's gone into the kind of installation side of it really. And that leads us on to sort of the cab side of things really in terms of how it works. Now the rotary range that we have, safety is paramount. So every attachment we mount to the front, it has an RFID chip on the attachment, so the machine recognises what it has on the front. So if the operator switching between pallet forks or winch or man cage or to this attachment, we know it's on there. It then programs all the safety systems in the machine to actually work to the parameters that we've sort of developed, and we've then got load charts that are then shown and displayed on the dashboard that show the operator exactly what he can do, how far he can reach. And really taking some of the responsibility off the operator in terms of making sure he's working safely. So from that, if he's not lifting any wood in the front, it will show a 0 weight. So we then know we can take a couple of pre-cuts, we then know exactly how much that bit of small branch that he's taken would actually weigh, and you can make some assessments based on that. We manage the safety side of it, so if we get into an overload position, things are locked off correctly. We allow safe movements to bring the machine back to a safe working parameter. And then the final element to all of this is the remote control system. So part of the whole package that we have available is a new remote control which has an additional joystick in the centre. So this joystick allows the operator from remote control to control the functions of the grapple saw itself. And if he's in this kind of situation now where he's in a kind of compact area and you want to drive the machine, we can actually drive the machine forwards and backwards and steer it, manoeuvre the machine into position, and then full control of our stabilisers also from remote control. So it just adds a lot of versatility basically on the machine. But also we've also got kind of our full load information as well. So everything that you would have in the cab, you've got full visibility of actually on remote control, so it's entirely up to the operator where he really sits and works from. Depends if it's raining, I suppose. So yeah, So that's our machine. Also here today we've got one of our compact towable telehandlers with a new pruning clipper. It's just designed for cutting a few branches off trees. We've got one of our articulated loaders, and then we've also got one of our track loaders that's fitted with a flail mower and a mulcher. So plenty for customers to sort of come and see. We've got a couple of these demo days now up and down the country over the next couple of weeks, where we're showing the same things, putting on some live demonstrations of the machine being used, actually cutting down a tree, getting customers, let them see it, let them have a jump in the cab, let them sort of have a play with the remote control, and just get them into that, show them what we can offer them basically. So it's just a really good chance to come and get involved.
What has driven demand for this setup?
This machine's used quite a bit now for that safe dismantling of a tree, and obviously ash dieback's a big thing where trees really aren't very safe to climb anymore. Or it might just be a tree that's on the side of a roadway that just lends itself to being mechanically delimbed, basically, rather than just felled. So with this we can carefully and methodically take down a tree piece by piece. But we've had some customers wanting to have it on the Manitou, because the MRT aspect of it is a very strong machine. A lot of customers like it, and they like the functionality, the dashboard, the comfort level. So they've been asking us for the attachment on the front. So for us to offer this, we've got that full homologation, as we call it, with that attachment on the front to build in as much safety as we can do. So customer demand's the main driving factor, really.
Can you expand a little on the advantages of the homologation and the importance and how that affects safety?
Yeah, safety is the main aspect, to be honest. And because we have the OEM agreement with Westtech, we basically take responsibility as the manufacturer. Every attachment that we have enabled for the machine goes through the same process. And it allows us to make sure things like the oil pressures are correct for the attachment, the back pressure that's maybe created from it doesn't upset the machine. The electrical connections are all fully functioning, working. To even having a little decal inside the cab that shows you what your joystick functions actually do for that attachment. So there's a lot of processes that go into it, but it just provides a bit of peace of mind. So if something, for instance, went wrong on the attachment, technically Manitou is the manufacturer, we look after all the parts, the after sales side of it. But if that then caused a fault on the machine, it all comes within our product portfolio. So like the warranty aspect of it would be easier and better covered, basically, rather than using a third party attachment, where there's always a bit of grey area as to what caused the problem, really. So this is part of it. It's about bringing that complete package to a customer and giving him that kind of reassurance that he's going to get looked after, and he's got the best combination available.
And specifically today's event, what are people coming here going to be able to see these machines doing?
We've got, at this particular venue here, we've got a couple of trees that the landlords allowed us to sort of delimb and take down. So that we've got one of our demo drivers is sort of having delimbing some of those trees. Some of the operators, if they've got a bit of experience, will let them have a go themselves, but they can physically jump in the cab, have a little play. We're quite lucky here of having a nice hard standing area, so again it gives us a bit of room to manoeuvre and have a play with. But we just want customers to come and have a feel, explore what we have, and just showcase what we have in a bit more detail, really.